important because leadership is about influence. And the youth leaders that have been picked to come for this training will be able to cascade the same to ensure that our Kenya, our Uganda neighbors, and Africa in general becomes strong and well developed. So we thank all the partners that have made this possible and the leadership of NYC, which is the youth voice. Asante.
My name is Sylvia Honame Nwadesenu, and I'm representing the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center in Accra, Ghana. This actually is a collaboration with the National Youth Council of Kenya to conduct this training for Kenyans and Ugandans. And it's important for me to mention that the Women, Youth, Peace and Security Institute of the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center chose Kenya to hold this training, not for any other reason, but more particularly because the leadership and peace building training that we are undertaking is grounded in consultation and research. And it's important to emphasize that we actually in 2024 engaged different organizations and youth in Kenya, but also in Uganda, as well as in Senegal, Ghana, Nigeria, amongst others, to be able to identify the gaps and the issues that relates to leadership and peace building. And as part of that consultation process, we've been able to put together and develop a training which we are conducting today. And we are looking forward to an increased knowledge amongst the youth from Kenya and also from Uganda within the context of this training program.
The State Department of Internal Security and National Administration. I want to address myself to the issue they have raised on youth across and peace across the borders. We are working with IGAD as a state department and as a country that is on our policy that is covering 6 countries, and one of them, a 7th one when it is peaceful, that is Ethiopia, Kenya, Uganda, South Sudan, Somalia, and Djibouti, and Eritrea when it is peaceful. Because peace, you cannot have it in one country when your neighbor is not peaceful, or you cannot be peaceful, you cannot be at war yourself or at problem yourself when your neighbor is peaceful. And peace is handled wholesomely by including the youth, women, and the elders. So we have a policy where we are addressing our peace across the borders through IGAD. We also have our own local initiative, especially South Sudan, Ethiopia, and Uganda and Kenya, of the Ateker community, the communities that live across the border, engaging the youth, women, and the elders.
That young people lost their lives, and there is no harm, as my colleague has said, there is no harm in remembering the departed. There's also a need to remember that under all circumstances, Kenya is home. We have one country, there will be nowhere else to go. Our right to picket and protest is protected by our constitution, and young people may express themselves however they deem necessary. But what has been absolutely unfortunate is last week when we saw young people being weaponized against each other. I think the one thing is that we all collectively agree, we want a good country. The only reason why we're on the streets is because we are asking for better. And if that's the case, better needs to include a peaceful country. Better needs to include a place where we all can make a life for ourselves. So as 25th June comes around, those who have chosen to protest may protest. Just a polite reminder that Kenya is home.
Just the right, the youths. Yeah. It has given the youths the right to vote for it, which is part of our constitution. Yes. Last demonstration, we saw youths come on street to demonstrate for their rights. And we saw their goons were invented in, so nobody knew where is the security, who are the goods, and who are the rights youth. And most of the youths were violent. What's the message from the internal security?